In example 8, we're going to look at starting to factor trinomials now. So they're going to have 3 terms for us. So remember, our first rule of factoring is to find a GCF. We're going to look for numbers in every term in the expression and or letters in each of the terms in the expression. So for part A, I have 2, 6, and 10. So my GCF, a factor that divides evenly into all of those, would be 2. So in my product, where I write my 2 factors, my GCF 2 goes out front. I look for letters, m squared, m, and 10 has no letters. So if I'm looking for what's common to both, I can't have m's common to all of these terms because 10 has no letter in its expression. So my GCF is solely 2. So then I'm going to look back now at how I'm going to get these 3 terms. Well, 2 multiplied by m squared would give me 2m squared. 2 multiplied by a positive 3m would give me positive 6m. 2 needs to be multiplied by negative 5 to give me negative 10. Looking at part B, we're going to do the same idea. We're looking for a GCF, that's numbers and or letters. So even though this is written in the reverse order, it really makes no difference to my factoring. I'm still looking at the numbers, 6, 9, and 3. The GCF between those 3 numbers is 3. I'm looking for letters, x squared, x, but this last term here that I'm looking at has no letter term to give me, so my GCF is solely the 3. Now I need to get these 3 terms back, so I'm going to say 3 needs to get multiplied by 2 to give me 6. First term. 3 needs to get multiplied by a negative 3x to give me back that negative 9x. 3 needs to get multiplied by a positive 1, if you will, x squared. So I could also write that 1 is not necessary. But if it helps you to go 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, and then I need that x squared in this last term to get back to that 3x squared term. All right, let's look at part C. I want you to pay attention to this note here on the side. When we are factoring and the first term starts with a negative, then I'm going to bring that negative out with my GCF. So I'm still looking at 12 and 10 and 6, and the greatest common factor is 2, but I notice it starts with a negative, so I bring out the negative. I'm looking at letters for GCF. 6 has no letter in common. There's no letter there at all. So my GCF in this example is going to be negative 2. I have to be really careful now that when I'm multiplying to get my expression back, that I'm really looking at those positives and negatives and those rules. So negative needs to get multiplied by a positive value to end up with a negative. So negative 2 multiplied by positive 6 is negative 12. And I need that n squared to give me that negative 12, n squared in the original expression. Negative 2 needs to get multiplied by a positive 5n to get back a negative 10n in my original expression. Negative 2 needs to get multiplied by a positive 3 to give me back that negative 6 in my original expression. And this one is factored fully.